Have you ever wondered what truly defines strength? It's not about winning accolades or projecting confidence to a crowd. The strength I'm talking about is quieter, more enduring. It lives deep within you and emerges when life becomes most challenging. Picture this. After an exhausting day, when your mind is heavy and your spirit worn, you still choose to rise the next morning and face what comes. When the world seems to press against you, you take one more step forward, however small. This isn't loud or boastful strength. It's resilience in its purest, quietest form. This is the kind of strength that only those who dare to confront their inner selves can truly recognize. Today, we're not discussing physical power or grand achievements. Instead, I want to explore with you the subtle yet powerful signs that reveal your inner strength. These qualities may not always be visible to you, but they are there. In how you face hardship, hold on to hope, and keep moving forward. Ready to discover the hidden strength within you? Let's begin this journey together. Sign 1. You're not afraid of vulnerability. Vulnerability is often mistaken for weakness, especially in a world that equates strength with suppressing emotions. Yet choosing to be vulnerable demonstrates remarkable inner strength. Picture this. You've had a rough day at work. A project you poured your heart into wasn't just unappreciated, it was openly criticized. The weight of disappointment bears down on you. Though you want to share your feelings, you fear being seen as weak. Instead of bottling it up, you call your closest friend. In that conversation, you find no judgment, only empathy, and the relief of not facing it equally. This is the power of vulnerability. When you acknowledge your imperfections, you free yourself from the exhausting need to perform and open the door to growth. The Stoics teach that while we can't control what happens to us, we can control how we respond. Consider a single mother juggling work, parenting, and life's relentless pressures. One evening, when everything feels overwhelming, she breaks down in tears. Rather than seeing this as weakness, she reaches out to a friend or support group. Through this act, she finds comfort and realizes that she's not fighting a mistake. Vulnerability doesn't diminish you. It reveals your humanity. It reminds us that perfection is an illusion. Think of a painful breakup. You felt lost, empty, perhaps like a failure. Instead of hiding your pain, you chose to journal your emotions. Those words became more than a release. They marked your first step toward healing. Of course, not everyone deserves access to your vulnerable side. Share it with those you trust. This isn't about closing yourself off. It's about protecting your mental health while seeking support. The strongest people embrace sharing their stories. Consider a war veteran addressing an audience, sharing both harrowing and inspiring experience. Each scar, physical and emotional, isn't a mark of defeat, but testament to resilience and strength. If you've ever felt compelled to shoulder everything alone, remember, asking for help shows courage. Like lifting weights, you need a spotter for life's heaviest burdens. Seeking help not only lightens your load but deepens your connections with others. Through vulnerability, you discover freedom, relief, and the strength to change. Every setback, heartache, and a step forward proves your resilience. Remember, vulnerability doesn't diminish you. It makes you more authentic and stronger, both in others' eyes and, most importantly, your own. Sign 2. You set boundaries and stand firm. Boundaries are the quiet heroes of life. They protect your peace, maintain your balance, and nurture your inner strength. When you know how to set and maintain boundaries, you're mastering something many struggle with: self-respect. Boundaries don't push people away. They're like gentle fences that create space for you to grow into your best self. Think back to when you last said no to someone. Perhaps you declined a weekend party invitation to rest after a demanding week. Or maybe you turned down an extra project at work because you knew you were at capacity. Though guilt may have crept in at first, that worry about letting others down, you later realized this decision protected your well-being and helped you focus on what truly mattered. Imagine someone who always takes late-night calls from colleagues and family, even when desperately needing rest. One day, they set a boundary. After 9 p.m., I won't answer calls unless it's urgent. Though people might resist at first, they eventually learn to respect this limit. The Stoics teach that happiness comes not from pleasing everyone, but from mastering yourself. This mastery begins with healthy boundaries. You can't help others or do your best work if you don't care for yourself first. Setting boundaries isn't easy. People might try to change your mind, make you feel guilty, or call you selfish. But remember, strong individuals don't yield to pressure. They know that saying yes to everything leads to burnout and loss of direction. What is remarkable is how boundaries attract the right people into your life. Those who respect your limits are worth keeping close. They understand that protecting your peace helps you stay balanced and bring your best energy to relationships and commitments that truly matter. Consider another example. A mother juggling work and family, constantly pulled in every direction by children, colleagues, and friends. One day, she dedicates Sunday mornings entirely to herself, reading, practicing yoga, or simply enjoying coffee in silence. Though resistance comes at first, her family soon sees how this time makes her happier and calmer, enabling her to care for everyone better. Boundaries don't make you selfish, they make you wise. They're how you prioritize what's important, protect your inner peace, and nurture meaningful relationships. If you've ever said no to create time and space for yourself, take pride in that. You're not just protecting your mental health. You're declaring, I know who I am. I know what matters, and I know where I'm headed. And that, my friend, is true strength. Sign 3. You face your fears. Facing fear is never easy, yet you, in your own way, have chosen to confront it rather than turn away. That choice alone is proof of true strength. Strength isn't about never feeling fear. It's about how you respond when it arises. You don't treat fear as an enemy, but as a test, a challenge that shapes you into a more resilient person. Think back to a moment when you stood face to face with fear. Maybe it was giving a speech to a room full of people, diving into a risky project, or leaving an unfulfilling job to start over. Your heart raced, your hands trembled, and the thought, "Can I really do this?" echoed in your mind. Yet instead of retreating, you chose to move forward, step by step. And when you emerged on the other side, you found yourself more confident and stronger than you ever imagined. Picture a mountain climber standing before a towering rock face. Fear grips him as he looks up. But instead of turning back, he focuses on each small step, gripping each hold tightly and reminding himself that the summit is worth the effort. When he reaches the top, he hasn't just conquered the mountain, he's conquered the fear within himself. Stoic philosophy reminds us that fear isn't a barrier, it's a springboard. When you face it, you don't just overcome, you grow. You open doors to new opportunities, greater wisdom, and a better version of yourself. Consider the fears you encounter in daily life. The first call in a new job, expressing honest feelings to a friend, or learning a skill you're unsure about. These fears may not seem as grand as scaling a mountain, but they are no less significant. And every time you confront them, you prove to yourself that you are capable of far more than you believed. Strong individuals understand that thoughts like, "What if I fail?" or "Am I good enough?" are not truths, but challenges to their resolve. Instead of letting those doubts hold them back, they use them as fuel to push forward. Think of a friend who once feared failing in business. Despite numerous rejections, he persisted and eventually built a career he could be proud of. Facing the fear of failure didn't just lead to success. It made him more confident, prepared, and fearless in facing future challenges. If you're someone who chooses to confront your fears, take pride in that. It's not just a sign of courage. It's proof that you can overcome any obstacle. Each time you face fear, you're crafting a more resilient, confident version of yourself. And that, my friend, is true strength. Sign 4. You take responsibility for your actions. Taking responsibility is one of the clearest signs of true strength. It doesn't mean you're perfect or never make mistakes. It means you have the courage to face them and say, "I am accountable." Consider how often people blame others, circumstances, or luck for their missteps. You might hear a colleague say, "I was just following instructions," or, "If it weren't for XYZ, I would have done better." While these excuses offer temporary comfort, they ultimately prevent growth and trap us in cycles of repeated mistakes. But you're different. You have the strength to confront your mistakes head-on and say, "I made a mistake and I will fix it." This isn't just a display of strength. It's the foundation of personal growth. Think of the last time you made an error. Perhaps you forgot an important task at work or hurt a friend with a careless comment. At that moment of realization, you face two choices: blame circumstances or take responsibility. By choosing responsibility, you not only did what was right, but opened the door to growth. The Stoics teach us that while we can't control everything in life, we have complete control over our responses. By taking responsibility, you reclaim your power. You transform mistakes into opportunities. As Epictetus wisely said, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Picture a leader at work. When a project fails, they could easily blame their team. Instead, they choose to say, "This is my fault for not providing clearer guidance." The result? Their team's respect deepens, inspired by such honesty, and their motivation soars. Taking responsibility builds trust. When you openly admit, "This was my error," people admire your honesty and character. Your example inspires others to do the same, creating a ripple effect of accountability and growth throughout your relationships. Consider another moment. You lose your temper during an argument. Instead of saying, "I only said that because they upset me," you acknowledge, "I was wrong to let my emotions take over. I'm sorry, and I'll do better." This response not only resolves conflict, but demonstrates true maturity and leadership. Stoic philosophy reminds us that strength lies not in avoiding failure, but in learning from it. By taking responsibility, you build the foundation for resilience and growth. When facing your next mistake, don't shy away. Remember that owning up doesn't weaken you. It empowers you. You prove to yourself and others that you're brave enough to face reality and committed to improvement. And that, my friend, is real strength. Every time you take responsibility, you move closer to becoming your best self, stronger, more confident, and wiser. Sign 5. You keep moving forward. When life gets tough, perseverance is one of the clearest signs of true strength. When life gets difficult, the easiest path is to stop, give up, or let circumstances overwhelm you. But you don't. You choose to keep going, no matter how steep the road ahead. And that choice proves you're far stronger than you realize. Picture this. You're running a marathon. Your legs feel like lead. Your breath comes in ragged gasps. And your mind whispers, "Just stop. No one will blame you." Yet instead of quitting, you focus on one thing: the next step. You don't need to run fast. You just need to keep moving. That's you in life's hardest moments. Perhaps you've experienced loss, a job, a relationship, or a dream that once felt within reach. Despite the pain and disappointment, you don't let these define you. Instead, you tell yourself, this is not the end. I will keep going. Stoic philosophy teaches us that what matters most is not what happens to us, but how we respond. When you persevere, you don't just face adversity, you transform it into a stepping stone for growth. Think about a single mother. After a long day at work, she comes home to cook dinner, help with homework, and stay up late finishing a project. Though exhausted, she rises again each morning, knowing every effort shapes her family's future. That's perseverance, not in the spotlight of success, but in the quiet resilience of daily life. Perseverance isn't about achieving everything at once. It's about continuing forward, even when progress feels imperceptible. It's believing in your journey and yourself. Remember Thomas Edison, who failed thousands of times before inventing the light bulb. When asked about his failures, he said, "I didn't fail. I just found 10,000 ways that didn't work." That's the essence of perseverance. Refusing to quit when everything seems stacked against you. There will be days when your efforts feel futile, when you feel stuck or even moving backward. But remember, these moments reveal your true strength, the ability to press on despite the odds. A strong person isn't someone who never falls. It's someone who always rises after falling. You've done it before, and each time you do, you become more resilient, more powerful, and better prepared for life's challenges. If you're walking a rocky path right now, remember, every step matters. The size of the step doesn't matter. What matters is that you keep moving. Each time you choose not to give up, you move closer to your goal. More importantly, you're building a stronger, more admirable version of yourself. And that, my friend, is real strength, not in instant achievement, but in unwavering persistence. Stoicism, you stay true to yourself. Living authentically is one of the most powerful acts you can commit to. In a world filled with societal pressures, endless expectations, and constant comparisons, holding on to your true identity isn't just a challenge. It's a bold declaration. I know who I am, and I'm not afraid to live that truth. Picture yourself at a family gathering where a sensitive topic arises. Everyone agrees on a perspective you find deeply troubling. The easy path would be to nod along for harmony's sake. Instead, you choose to speak up, sharing your honest thoughts with respect and courage, knowing they may not be well received. This moment isn't just about expressing an opinion. It's a testament to your integrity and inner strength. Stoic philosophy reminds us, no one can control your thoughts but you. Staying true to yourself means finding peace within and building a strong foundation for every decision you make. This doesn't mean being rigid or inflexible. Authenticity isn't about refusing to adapt. It's about knowing what you can compromise on and what remains non-negotiable. True strength lies not in stubbornness, but in your ability to uphold your values while navigating life's complexities. Consider someone who chose a path less traveled. Perhaps it's you, choosing to forego a stable career that others expected to pursue your passion. Or maybe you declined an invitation because it conflicted with your principles. These choices, though challenging, demonstrate extraordinary strength. When you live authentically, you inspire not only yourself, but those around you. You become living proof that authenticity is irreplaceable, and that staying true to yourself leads to deeper, more lasting peace than any fleeting approval. Think of an artist celebrated for their unique style, who faced early skepticism. By remaining true to their creative vision, they not only achieved success, but left behind a legacy that continues to inspire. If you've ever felt pressured to be someone you're not, remember that your uniqueness is your greatest strength. Never trade your identity for temporary acceptance. By staying true to yourself, you not only grow stronger, but help create a world that values authenticity. You show others that real strength comes from living in alignment with who you are, not from trying to please everyone else. And that, my friend, is why you are unshakable. In a world pressuring you to conform, you stand as a beacon of freedom, courage, and true strength. Sign 7. You lift others up. Lifting others up is a hallmark of true strength. In a world driven by competition, many fear that supporting others might hold them back. But you're different. You understand that real strength comes from rising together, not from surpassing others. Think of the last time you celebrated someone else's success or extended a helping hand without expecting anything in return. Maybe you helped a new colleague settle in, listening to a friend in need, or encouraged someone to pursue their dreams. These seemingly small acts carry immense power. I once heard of a leader who dedicated time to mentoring a promising young team member. Though there was no immediate benefit to the leader, they believed that helping this individual grow would strengthen the entire team. The result? Not only did the mentee flourish, but the whole team became more cohesive and successful. Stoic philosophy teaches us, we rise by lifting others. This isn't just an inspiring quote. It's a truth deeply rooted in human experience. Strong people aren't threatened by others' success. They know that fostering growth builds trust, creates community, and cultivates an environment where everyone feels valued. Supporting others doesn't mean sacrificing your well-being. You must set boundaries to protect your mental health and energy. When you find this balance between self-care and uplifting others, you become an inspiration. Consider the moments when you've helped someone by listening to their struggles, encouraging their perseverance, or believing in them when self-doubt crept in. These actions don't just help others overcome challenges. They create lasting ripples of positivity. Every act of lifting others builds a legacy of kindness, trust, and collective strength. You're not just creating a better future for those you help. You're shaping a world where compassion and collaboration thrive. If you've ever reached out to someone, in ways big or small, take pride in that. You show that true strength lies in connection and mutual growth, not endless competition. Keep believing in kindness's power. Keep spreading encouragement. Together, we achieve more than we ever could alone. You embody the strength our world needs, one rooted in empathy, trust, and collaboration. If you recognize yourself in these signs, congratulations. You are among the rare individuals who truly understand the value of solitude. You don't need noise or crowds to feel complete. This speaks not only to your character, but also to your inner strength. Instead of losing yourself in shallow conversations, you choose moments of quiet reflection to connect with your true self. Rather than seeking validation from others, you've found stability in your authenticity. However, remember that embracing solitude isn't about rejecting relationships. Stoic philosophy teaches us that balance is essential. While solitude provides space for personal growth, meaningful relationships offer opportunities to share your values and create purpose in life. If you found value in this video, please like, share, and share your thoughts in the comments. Your story could inspire someone else to discover their own inner peace. Don't forget to subscribe for more inspiring and thought-provoking content. Thank you for your time here. Remember, staying true to your essence, whether in solitude or among others, is your greatest strength. See you in the next video.